First we will see this particular 2D profile wall with floor. So this operation is mainly used for prismatic parts where you are having a smooth finish, or some people may you might call mirror finish. To get mirror finish you have to use this particular operation. Sometimes if you use this fluoride wall, you may see here it has generated, it is considered solid block and it has generated like this. Sometimes if you are having a casting or a forging part, at that moment on this particular wall, if you are having a 10 mm or 5 mm machining allowance or the material to be machined, that moment you may use directly that 2D profile with floor. So the difference between these two is, here if you see in this 2D profile wall with floor, in that you may not see the tool method or the method for cutting, like follow periphery, follow pocket or follow profile. Like that you won't see zigzag or something. Here you will get only single pass. If you want additional passes to be added, you may add it. Side cutting strategy will get added. So here I will take the same cutter which I used earlier. Otherwise, once again, if you want to create a different cutter, go for create, take end mill. This time I will take end mill with 30 diameter, 30 by default it is there, and holder I will retrieve it from library. The sample holder I will take it. So it is better to use holder every time so that you may check the collision if it is happening with the holder. So I have selected my cutter. Now I need to specify the wall. I have taken this wall to specify. Here we have different faces like 1, 2, 3. If you want to select all the surfaces or the walls in a single click, that time in selection filter you need to change it from single face to adjacent faces. In older version you will get this selection filter here. In newer version, in user interface itself, it has given. Take adjacent faces, you select this particular face, it will consider the adjacent faces. Then say OK. After that I will mention the cutting floor or the cut area floor. Then we have to give depth per cut. Every time how much material you want to remove, that value we have to supposed to give. Suppose if I want 0.8 material to be removed for a pass, if I generate it, I will get a single pass. As I kept wall stock and floor stock as 0, I am considering this as a finishing operation. If you have done roughing with the floor and wall, if you are willing to do finishing, you can use this particular operation. Now sometimes if there is a more material is available for casting or a forging part, if you are having 10 mm material to be machined, or you are having pre-existing slot and after modification the size has been increased like a 10 mm or something, within a single stroke, if you don't want to remove 10 mm material, if you want 2 passes to be carried out. Why I am suggesting this one? Because directly if you go for more material, then the load on the cutter or the spindle is more. You may observe on the machine. That moment you have to safeguard your cutter. If you want to increase your tool life, then you have to give multiple passes. Suppose if I want, instead of this one single pass to be carried out, if I want 2, then you may see in this particular main itself there is a additional passes. This option you may not see in normal floor and wall. So it is present in 2D profile wall with floor. If I want 1, I will give it, and how much Stepover I want it from here I can specify. Let's take 50% now. you may keep it 60%, 60 to 70% normally we give. Now I kept 50%. Now you may observe there is a one additional pass is added. If you want to verify that, say OK to this, then again go for verification. Play. This is the first pass. Next it is maintaining the level. It's going for the second pass. Like that every time 0.8 meter it will remove and it will go up to the down. If you do like this 2 passes, that there will be smooth operation which will take care. I want to pause this. So whenever you are doing any replay, you may see here it will show in red color, means it is the current visualization path. Here 9 hour it is coming because we have not given proper feed and speed. If I give spindle speed as 5000 and feed as 1850, you may observe there is a change in the time. What I mean to say is you have to give appropriate feed and speed every time, otherwise it will take by default 250 or whatever by default value it will consider and it will generate. So you need to take care of that. In this floor and wall, if you go for this cut regions, you have to give blank outline or none, which is similar to this floor and wall operation. And in strategy it's also same. If you want to maintain a level every time, then you keep level, otherwise you can give ramp by depth. If you give this one, then it will go by ramp by depth. Generate once again. So here it is ramping from one depth to the other depth. Continuously it will go. You may observe ramp by depth. Sometimes you need this strategy to reduce the time, machining time. Carefully please observe. This is my first pass. And it is moving continuously, it is not lifting anywhere. So up to the till the depth it will go continuously. Then once it reaches the depth, then again it will go for the next side cutting edge, side pass. So it will save a lot of your non-cutting moves. You may observe how exactly it is smooth, and it is preferred for if you are having electrode of a graphite or copper. That moment you have to use this particular strategy, which comes under this particular strategy, ramp by depth. So rest all is similar to the floor and wall. The main thing you have to keep in cut depth order is ramp by depth. If you want to offset from top, you have to give that particular value from here. If I give 5 mm, okay, it is showing there are some regions which is ignored. Said okay. So everything it has removed, so no need to give. Set okay. If you give here on all arcs, then sometimes you might have observed practically when there is a linear motion from this particular to this particular region, from this particular end to this particular end, your motion will be in a speed. Whenever it takes a circular motion, your machine will be should be slow. Otherwise, if you maintain the same feed of 1850, whenever it is linear also 1850, when it is taking a circular motion, at that moment also if you keep 1850, then there might be chances for chatter mark. To avoid that one, you have to adjust feed during circular pass. So to make that one, you have to give the minimum compensation factor and maximum compensation factor. It is nothing but the range you have to define. So for example, if I keep 0.5 and 1 mm, it means whenever there is a sudden change in the radius, means gradual change, or the radius will be less, then that time it will take 50% of whatever the field we have given. And if it is linear, then automatically 1 means 100% it will keep. So the range I have defined from 50% to 100%. So you need to give by factor like 0.5, 1. So when it comes here, in between this it will be there. If it is a smooth radius, then it will have a 0.8 factor, 0.7 factor. It will take between that particular range. Generate again. And say okay. So this is also very useful option you have to use for, especially whenever you are having copper electrode or graphite electrode.